Hey, GenXers. Why does it feel so hard to leave a job when you're dying to get out of there? Financial security is one thing, but even if you figure that out, something is keeping you from making the leap. Sure, there's fear, but you've done plenty of hard things in the past, and leaving doesn't seem like that big of a deal until you realize you'll be burning the map you followed for decades. I felt it too. You're done, maybe even hoping to get laid off so you don't have to decide. And still, you stay. You play games with yourself, setting if-then milestones. If I finish this project, train the new person, clean up the mess, then I can go. But each milestone creates another. What starts as preparation quietly becomes permission to stay. So what's really going on here? That's what we're getting into today. This is Burn the Map, the podcast for Gen Xers dying to leave corporate and build something of their own. I'm Shelley McIntyre, a certified coach with decades of experience in corporate strategy and tech. I help midlife professionals ditch outdated roles and design a third act that actually fits. Subscribe so you don't miss an episode. Let's get into it. In our work-obsessed culture, it's common for a job to merge with identity. It's especially true if you get a status boost from your title or company affiliation when someone asks what you do. Jobs give other people a shorthand for understanding who you are and for you to define the contribution you make to the world. Of course, your title doesn't come close to identifying the full scope of you. And when you're ready to leave and build something of your own, that job can begin to feel like a squeeze on your identity. You need more room to be who you're becoming, and feeling stuck makes you restless. If you don't have easy ways to run it off, you may have outbursts that look like poor performance or conflict with coworkers. This is the discomfort of constriction. So the idea of leaving a job isn't just you walking away from a set of responsibilities or finally getting out of the place you can't stand anymore. It's an identity fracture. Gen Xers were taught to push through discomfort and keep plugging away. We are attuned to a culture that rewards output and resilience, so leaving that behind feels akin to leaving ourselves behind. It's like abandoning the primary way we learned how to be valuable. No wonder it's hard to leave. Even if you're miserable in your job and have the inkling of what you might start next, you weren't raised to be a quitter. And that's exactly how it feels to contemplate getting out of there. But it isn't working anymore. You can't grind your way to reinvention. That's a different kind of strength. The grind is wearing you down. How can you get a little more objective and hear your reasons for what they truly are? Loss avoidance. Let's get all of your reasons to stay on the table. This isn't just a worksheet, it's a map showing you what mattered and what you're afraid to lose. We'll divide them into 3 categories and get as detailed as possible, so get some pen and paper. Don't worry about whether anything you write is actually true. We're looking for your emotional reality. Category 1 is the tangible aspects of your job that help you feel independent or autonomous. We all need to feel like we have some control over our money, decisions, and work. So this can include things like, I get a regular paycheck, healthcare is covered, my schedule is flexible. What feels like autonomy will be unique to you. I can wear whatever I want. My decisions change policy. I get to direct the work of a team. I'm in charge of a certain project. Got all that? Category 2 is the people-focused reasons to stay. When you write this list, amp up your people-pleasing and high-integrity qualities. My team needs me. This project will fail without me. I can't abandon my colleagues. The team will be saddled with more work if I go. People rely on my contribution to the monthly report. Remember, it doesn't matter if any of it is true. We're looking for the emotional reasons you have for staying. You good? Good. Let's take a pause before we go to category 3, the most vulnerable layer, where your sense of worth comes into play. You might be seeing a theme in your answers already. Everything will fall apart if I leave. But there's something in here worth celebrating. You matter. You cared. You worked hard to get to your level of independence, and you developed important connections with people who rely on you. You can leave anyway. If your contributions mattered inside the company, they can also matter outside the company. Now, with a slight head tilt, you can also see every item on your list as a potential loss. Can't see it yet? Try this. For every reason you wrote, ask yourself, what's the worst thing about that? If you imagine a project failure, what could happen next? Let it spiral dramatically. One missed deadline becomes lost revenue, then layoffs, then angry coworkers, then public shame, and suddenly you're in hiding eating cat food. That spiral taps into something deeper, because it's not just about consequences, it's about who you'll be without all the things that prove your worth. And that gets us ready for the next category. Ready to go one level deeper? Let's look at your category 3 reasons to stay. Everything that helps you feel like you know what you're doing. When you leave your job, you'll stop doing some of what you're great at. For now, imagine that it won't be possible to perform your finely honed skills somewhere else. Get overconfident and detailed here. I can facilitate a retreat like a boss. I'm the only one who understands this mission-critical spaghetti code. No one else remembers why we made these strategic decisions. I can design that UI with my eyes closed. 2 things can happen after you compile the list for category 3. First, you can step back and marvel at what a badass you actually are. Good. You'll be able to use all of that later. But when you contemplate leaving it behind and repeat the "what's the worst thing about that" line of inquiry for each item, you quickly get down to the core thing you're afraid of losing, your worthiness. Now, you have a big list of reasons to stay. Everything you wrote helped you survive, succeed, and belong. They are worthy of honoring and celebrating. The exact same list is everything you're afraid of losing. Each one represents something your heart believes you can't afford to lose. But here's the thing, you can handle it. It just takes a little planning. You've already been through many losses in your life, and even if they were awful, you got through them. When you remember that you can handle the temporary feelings of loss, it will free you to move forward. Begin by taking your fears seriously. If you see each thing as a potential source of grief, you can be more gentle with yourself. Trying to skip over loss keeps you stuck. Naming it moves it. Feeling it releases you. It will give you the space for vision, which is a critical part of what will come next for you. When you can honor what helped you feel independent, connected, and competent, you can begin to put some mitigation strategies in place. Some advanced planning will help the scared part of you calm down and trust that you can get through this. Burning the map isn't rage. It's reverence for what no longer serves and the courage to walk forward anyway. This is where reinvention starts, not with a plan, but with space. Honor what you did, mourn what you'll lose, then burn the map and build what fits. Thanks for listening to Burn the Map. Gen Xer, you already have what you need to build a life that feels like yours. Want more tools and insights? Head to burnthemapcoaching.com. And if this episode sparked something, send it to a friend. It might be exactly what they need to hear.